Livingston fans will be happy. They can't see the game in the flesh, but if they're watching on pay-per-view, they'll have enjoyed a 2-0 win at home to Dundee United this afternoon. Brian McLaughlin can bring us his full-time report.
Yes, David, it finished Livingston 2, Dundee United 0. Now, this Livingston's first league victory since defeating United at Tannadice in early October. The visitors had the better of the opening 45 minutes, but home keeper Max Strychek rarely tested in that opening period. The home side came out much stronger in the second half. Marvin Bartley denied by Ben Siegrist in United's goal before eventually Livingston took the lead. Dundee United defence retreating towards their own goal as Scott Pittman picked the ball up inside the United half, strode towards the target and then fired a right foot shot low into the keeper's right hand corner. Josh Mullen was next to have a go again. No, Siegrist made the block, but nothing the United keeper could do about number 2. The defence failed to clear a corner into the box. I don't think they'll care, Tomo. Marvin Bartley, just exactly what you want to call it, a hook shot or a scissor kick, but the ball eventually ended up in the back of the net. A deserved win for Livingston, and potentially the victory that may just be enough to persuade the Livingston board that David Martindale should be handed the manager's job on a permanent basis. It finished here at the Tony Macaroni Arena. Livingston 2, Dundee United 0.
It's all over in
Well, Dundee United without 9 first-team players for their match at Livingston this afternoon after they were deemed close contacts of 3 members of staff who tested positive for COVID-19. Manager Mickey Mellon also self-isolating, which meant that academy coach Thomas Courts thrust into the limelight to take charge of the team. How would he get on? Commentary comes from Paul Mitchell.
Well, David Martindale makes one change from the side that won the League Cup against Ayr last week. Julian Serrano comes in at left fullback. He replaces Steve Lawson. For Dundee United, Callum Butcher would have missed the game anyway through suspension. There's no Nicky Clark or Paul McMullen. In come Ian Harkes, Lawrence Shankland and Dylan Powers for the men from Tannadice. Well, this was going to be 10th against 5th. It's now 10th against 6th, given the fact that Motherwell picked up 6 points during the week. And David Martindale will take charge of Livingston for the first time in the league. And Thomas Courts, a former Livingston player, will take charge of Dundee United as the teams gather at the centre circle for a minute's silence in memory of the great Diego Maradona. Dundee United in their change kit for their charity partner Alzheimer's Scotland. And referee Don Robertson gets ready to get us underway in Livingston. And it's Dundee United. First visit to Livingston on top flight duty since April of 2006. The sides have met in the championship since then. Well, Head of Tactical Performance Academy is the title of the Dundee United man in charge. He's scouted Livingston 4 times this season. He knows all about them. But it's going to be an early yellow card. Josh Mullen coming late on Ian Harkes. And Don Robertson, no hesitation to pull out the yellow card. The old story, you win the ball, but if you take the man as well, it's going to get you into trouble. Adrian Sporle tries the opportunity, and the pouring rain here at Livingston. 1 goal this term against St Mirren. They just couldn't sneak that inside the post. Harkes can deliver a really good corner. Harkes swings it in deep. Shankland is up, but there was a push. Ryan Edwards was causing problems. It was a heck of a save though by Max Strychek. Seen the free kick awarded. The goalkeeper still had to make the stop, clawed that away beautifully. Mullen wins it. Reynolds away. Now they're coming together. So one for Ian Harkes, but he's the player who's been penalised. Falling through on Serrano. That's a pretty good free kick, and it almost gets a little nod. It was the 2 centre halves were up. Guthrie was up, and Jack Fitzwater as well. Went over Fitzwater's head. Guthrie just couldn't connect. Devlin with a throw. Livingston just 1 point from the last 5 since the defeat of Dundee United at Tannadice. Devlin, Bartley, Potlatnik back onto Bartley. It's a good save by Segrist. Potlatnik got the ball back to Bartley beautifully. Not noted for his goal scoring, Marvin Bartley, just 1 in Livingston colours. This appearance number 55. But he got plenty of power in that one. Plenty of commitment from both sides. Livingston getting the better of the second half. Potlatnik into Pittman. They're setting up Scott Pittman. That could be a mistake, and that's why. Scott Pittman has got a terrific shot on him, and as the defenders backed off, he made them pay. Potlatnik with a header. Pittman scurried his way towards goal. Smith stayed off him. That's a really good finish, tucked in tight at the corner, and gave Benjamin Segrist no chance. Livingston take the lead. Nicely forward by Sibbald. Bartley. Connolly comes to meet him. Connolly takes charge. Marvin Bartley, a little follow through, has to be careful. He's already been yellow carded in the game. There's a little smile at Mark Connolly, the referee, happy that that's not a yellow card. You can hear the shout, one more and he's off. Talk to him. He has to be careful. Livi skipper. Serrano. Livingston pushing again. Serrano, that's a pretty good cross. Mullen with a header. Gets away from Reynolds. And it's another good save by Segrist. That's clever play from Josh Mullen. Tried to set himself up. Little head flick on and he was quick round the corner on the turn. 3 goals this term. Still looking for his first league goal. Devlin. Easily past Mark Reynolds. Edwards comes across. That's well won by Devlin. And Devlin looks up. See who he's got in the box. Devlin going across. It's a good challenge. Fuchs getting back. Plenty of energy. The 23-year-old. Well, J. Emmanuel Thomas was in the middle waiting for it. That was a brilliant little tackle. Was well won initially by Devlin. He's shown great commitment in the second half of Livingston. That's great tracking back. Mullins corner, little deflection, fall for Bartley! It's a second for Livingston and that could be crucial to get all 3 points. Well, it's his first goal since the same weekend of 2019. And Marvin Bartley is specialising in Advent goals. Little bit lucky for it to come back to him. Good athleticism to get up to beat the goalkeeper. And Marvin Bartley with a volley in off the chest of the goalkeeper. And Livingston are in command, 2-0. Sporle again. Lovely touch to get away from Forrest and then Sibbald. Reynolds outside him. This is better from Dundee United, to Fuchs. Forward onto Shanklin. Shanklin from Sporle tries the shot. Well, plenty of movement, but sadly no power in the shot from Lawrence Shanklin. Just 2 goals and 10 this term. Thomas Courts continues to urge on his Dundee United side. Can they find a way back from the corner? Fall to the back post to Connolly. And the goalkeeper happy to gobble that one up and take a little bit of time away as well. Mark Connolly met it well. Referee Ethan Robertson will bring this one to a close, and it's a win for David Martindale in his first league game as caretaker manager. The gap between the sides is cut to 5 points in the league. Goals from Scott Pittman and Marvin Bartley, making Livingston 2, Dundee United 0.
Yeah, I think when you come to Livingston, naturally the game takes a very kind of transitional element where it's just going back and forward. And I think in the first 45 minutes we're trying to impress that upon the boys that we needed to control the pitch, to control the opponent. And I think we did that really well in the first 45 minutes. But in the second half, you started to see the game slipping away from us. It started to suit Livingston more. And there was probably a couple of different factors that affected that. But I was probably too far away from the goals to fully actually see in any real detail. But I think at that point, the second half was suiting Livingston far more than it was suiting Dundee United, and that's probably the frustration and the disappointment just now.
Some of the boys have been giving me some stick because I haven't hit the target since my goal at Hearts. So I thought I'd roll the years back today and show them. But no, it was good to get a goal, but the performance was the main thing. We were brilliant today to a man.
I'm on record now saying I would like your job, but again, I'm want to do what's right for the club. If the club think I'm the right man to take the club forward, I'd love to do it. If the club think I'm there and they'd like to keep me in my current role as a support coach or an assistant manager, whatever that role is, I'm more than happy to do it as well. I want to do what's right for Livingston Football Club. This club's been unbelievable for me.
Great win for Livingston. Let's discuss David Martindale, sentenced to 6.5 years in prison back in 2004, Michael. Since then, obviously, turned his life around, been a pivotal figure for Livingston in terms of their success in recent times. Do you see him as being the manager for them going forward?
Well, I mean, he's certainly in a good position to stake a claim for it. I think everybody recognises that he's already an influential figure at the club. Even when Gary Holt and Kenny Miller were there before, he's been heavily involved, done a lot of the training, the coaching, and in terms of picking the teams as well, he's been a very sort of senior figure there. So I mean, it's almost as if it's just putting a name to what has already been an unofficial title already. And it's 2 wins. He's had the League Cup game against Ayr where he won 4-0. He's had a 2-0 victory today. No goals conceded, 6 scored. So he's certainly put himself in a position that's of strength when it comes to being named a manager. So I think he's definitely in the run for it.
Yeah, good win for him today. Julie, in terms of Dundee United, well documented problems during the week in terms of player personnel. Mickey Mellon obviously missing due to all the various regulations. What did you make of their performance this afternoon?
I think when you look at their starting lineup, though, with the exception of Nicky Clark, it's as strong a team as you're going to have. And in Shankland and McNulty, that's a very, very strong strike force. So I think Nicky Clark, you're going to miss a player. He scored the last 5 goals for Dundee United. So he was a loss, as would your coaching staff. That's always difficult. And someone else coming in who's maybe not used to working with the players every day. But it was a strong lineup. It was a strong starting 11 and players who have been used to playing with each other. It wasn't quite what people were expecting, where you thought there would maybe be a lot of younger players coming in. They were probably very lucky that they could still field a really good side. So with the exception of maybe Nicky Clark and the management staff, you would have thought they could really go out and put in a good performance, certainly for the players that they had available to them.
But it was Livingston's day, Michael, and 2 midfield dynamos very much to the fore. A fine goal from Scott Pittman.
Yeah, I mean, this was. I think from Dundee United's perspective, defensively, I think Connolly could have done a little bit better. I think he needs to narrow off and actually force him to go wide, but that's a great strike. Take nothing away from the strike from Pittman, right into the bottom corner, and leaves Seacrest with no chance of saving it. But you see, Connolly's out the picture here already. I think he needs to narrow off earlier and force that pass wide. I think it's Forrest that's on the inside channel to get the ball passed to him. But a great goal from Pittman, it really was.
I'm not sure they get cash goal bonuses at Livingston these days. By the sounds of things, it's Tony Macaroni vouchers, Julie. But Marvin Bartley was apparently looking for them after his strike this afternoon. Marvellous Marvin Bartley, an eventful day.
Yeah, I mean, he was busy today. He was involved in a great deal for Livingston. He got about the pitch a lot. Here he had a snapshot opportunity that he was forced the goalkeeper to make a save. This one just coming down the left-hand side. He was all over the place.
He pops up in unlikely locations sometimes.
Yeah, well, here you would think it was quite unlikely. He was already on a yellow card at this point.
Was he lucky there?
I think when you slow it down and you look at the challenge, I think Connolly's made the most of it. He doesn't catch him with his foot. It's more his shoulder, and then he's in the box. He's making a nuisance of himself in front of the goalkeeper, and he's the quickest to react.
Great finish.
Yeah, I mean, a brilliant spinning strike, and he'll be absolutely delighted. You can see here he's getting about the pitch. He was obviously hungry for that win for Livingston, which they so desperately needed.
Energetic performance. No wonder he likes relaxing on these couches from time to time, Mike.
I think I was going to say about the touch map is, you know, when you think about Marvin Bartley in particular when he was at Hibs, anchoring the midfield, and then he drifted out, and you know, and he had a lot of competition there, and he moved to Livingston.
Yeah.
But at Livingston, he's not just been somebody that's sat in the midfield, and that touch map shows you he's all over the place. And at this stage of his career, you would expect it to be the opposite way, somebody that just holds the position a bit more, but he's full of energy.
He certainly is. Now, Hamilton Academical and Kilmarnock.
Down by Poplatnik for Pittman, who can make up some ground here. Lines the shot up and finds the bottom corner. Livi take the lead. 12 minutes into the second half. Mullins corner. Looked like it came off Bartley and it's turned in by Bartley. Well, let off from the first one that seemed to strike the Livi captain. But the ball bounced back towards him on the turn. He gets the touch beyond Benji Siegrist.